Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ecole Polytechnique's webinar. Thank you for joining us and thank you for your interest. I am Pamela, and I am in charge of the promotion of the different Masters of Science and Technology programs at Ecole Polytechnique. And joining me today is Pierre Boyer, Franck Malherbet, and Lily Toucteau. So I will let them introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Lily Toucteau. I'm the admissions manager for the MSc&T programs. Nice to see you here.
Hi and welcome. I'm Pierre Boyer. I'm professor of economics at Ecole Polytechnique, and I will be the co-director of this program.
Hi everyone, my name is Franck Malherbet. I'm the co-director of the program together with Pierre Boyer, and I'm professor of economics at MSc&T.
Thank you. So as you know, today we're going to present to you Ecole Polytechnique, MSc&T, and Télécom Paris. So the three schools that created that program. And we are also going to present to you the program itself, as well as its admission process. Just for information, before starting the presentation, we will take all of your questions at the end of the presentation. So please do not hesitate to use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen to ask anything related to the presentation. So what are Ecole Polytechnique, MSc&T Paris, and Télécom Paris? A few key informations about these three schools, which are a part of Institut Polytechnique de Paris, which is a world-class institute of science and technology, encompassing 5 prestigious French engineering schools, including Ecole Polytechnique, MSc&T Paris, and Télécom Paris. Ecole Polytechnique is the leading French institution combining top-level research, academics, and innovation. MSc&T Paris is the leading French graduate school specialized in data science, statistics, economics, but also quantitative social sciences, finance, and actuarial science. Télécom Paris, on the other side, is a major French tech engineering school that offers an education of excellence as a high-level interdisciplinary research, as well as 2 innovative business incubators. And these 3 schools are based on the same campus in Palaiseau, which is 20 kilometers away from Paris. And as you noticed, has its own expertises. About the degree Master of Science and Technology, these programs are 2-year courses entirely taught in English that provide you with multidisciplinary education. The courses offer you in-depth scientific knowledge relevant to your career interest, as well as a well-balanced theoretical and practical knowledge. Another important information is that each program includes company visits or conferences held by major representatives of the field you are going to choose, which means that MSc&T students have the chance to get involved in individual and team projects in collaboration with our partners, addressing real issues from and for real people. And both years include 4 to 6 month work placements at companies in France or abroad. So I will let Franck introduce you the new MSc&T in Data and Economics for Public Policy.
Thank you, Pamela. Okay, so the Masters, Data and Economics for Public Policy, is a unique new program in our MSc&T portfolio. And this program is at the nexus of data science, economics, statistics, and computer science. The main idea, the main focus behind the Master in the Master Data and Economics for Public Policy is to provide students with all the skills that are required in order to frame, to analyze, and to evaluate public policies. So our program is based on two broad ideas. The first one is experience. It's a program that is experience-based in the sense that it will rely on innovative course and on data science and economics, and that are applied course. It will also be strongly anchored in the professional world through lecture series that will be given by professionals, and also through long internships, more than 3 months each year in a company or in the public sectors. It will also rely on applied projects and where the student will be cover some real world problems and will work on a public policy evaluation of this real world evaluation, I would say. And also it's research based in the sense that our program is also embed some world-class researchers, and that will be able to provide you with a state-of-the-art method in public policy evaluation. And on top of that, it will also rely on the strength of CREST, which is a renowned research laboratory with many professors that are specialized in the evaluation of public policies. So, okay, so the broad picture of this master is the following. It's a 2 years program with a specialization in the second year. Specialization is given in the second year. In fact, there are two tracks in the second years. The first one is social policies, and we will and students will study things like labor economics, health economics, and many other topics. And the second track is regulation, and it's more targeted to digital economics and the regulation of telecom, for instance. So in this program, each semester and each year is organized in 4 main blocks, and the first blocks is what we call mandatory, our mandatory course, and this mandatory course are mainly technical course where you will acquire method in data science, in econometrics, statistics, and so on. Still, this course are have an applied dimension. And the second block is topical elective course, where you will mainly deal with economics and like health economics, labor economics, development economics, and many topics that are in the booklet. The third block is what we call transverse elective course, and in this transverse elective course, you will be provided with teaching in law, for instance, in public finance, in ethics also, which are some of our mandatory course. And the third blocks are lecture series, and those lecture series are given by professionals that will present you concrete case of public policy evaluation in the real world, either in private company or in the public administration, public sector, like Ministry of Labor or Public Employment Service, and so on. So for the first year, what you see on the slide on your screen are the different blocks that I already talked about. And for instance, in the 3 mandatory courses that you will be given in the first year and in period 1 will be applied econometrics, will be statistics and microeconomics for public policy, and also some computer science course like Python and Stata for data science. You will also have some topical elective course like industrial organization, urban economics and real estate, environmental economics, and also some course in sociology. And as you can see in the third block, you have some transverse elective course on ethics and responsibility in data science, and some courses that are in this case in French, because it's mainly targeted to French public administration in order to learn about the ecosystem of the French administration. And the last one is the lecture series in public policies that are again given by professionals. So it's nearly the same things for the second period, and we have exactly the same architecture there. And the first mandatory course are all these courses that will provide you with a state-of-the-art method and in statistics, in econometrics, and in data science. And also you have some topical elective that will be in this case on energy market, trade, public economics or public finance, immigration, and so on and so forth. Okay, so maybe Pierre, you want to
yes. So maybe let's just jump in and zoom in still on the first year, Pamela, on the couple of courses. So as Franck mentioned, it's really important, this lecture series in public policy, and we really plan to have high-level practitioners and professionals that will come and talk to you about what they are doing and what is related to evaluation of public policy. This is something that you will do in every semester. We will also see that in the second year. Let me also zoom in on the second year topical elective. Oh, sorry, first year topic, second semester, Pamela, I'm sorry. On the topical elective courses. So public economics, public finance is a class that I actually teach. So this is about the state of the art in taxation and how we should think about taxation in our modern societies, what it serves to finance, how can we design tax systems, and how can we think about tax reforms. This is something that is a really up-to-date class in which we try really to get to know the main insights we want to do from theory and apply that to real-world context. So now we can move on to the second year. So as Franck anticipated, so we have two parcours, two tracks. One is social policies specialization. So this is the first one now that I'm going to detail. So in the first period, again, we have the same structure as mandatory and topical elective courses. And again, on the mandatory ones, we're going to be on boosting your toolbox and thinking about what you need to know to be very performant in the evaluation of public policy in your future career. And here you will be presented with the state-of-the-art randomized methods for public policy evaluation and applied statistics and machine learning. On the topical elective courses, we'll have health, pension, microeconomics of public policy evaluation, political economy, and labor economics. So let me just mention that the political economy class is actually a class that I teach with a professor here, colleague. And in this class, we try to really zoom in and get to know how we get the decision-making process in our modern societies and what are the implications for the public policies that are put in place. The transverse elective course is again on thinking about ethics, responsibility, law, and experiment in economics and social sciences. And again, in this second year, you see the lecture series in public policy in the two periods, whereas the period 2 is again some toolbox classes, applied labor economics and macroeconomic methods for public policy evaluation, and some topical elective courses on development economics, sociology, and some economics of inequality. So you see there are two classes on economics of inequality. This is also one of the strengths of our department. And this is classes that you will get in this program too. Finally, the transverse courses for the first track on the second year will be about history of applied economics. Oh, sorry, I'm still on the previous one, and data storytelling, internet and society. So let me mention that data storytelling is really important. So in this program, you not only need to know the tool, and we'll get to know the tool, but also how you present this and how you show this to policymakers and people taking decisions. On the next slide. Yes, on the next slide again. Thank you, Pamela. Okay, so this is the second track. This is sectoral policy regulation and competition specialization. So this is the second track you can take in the second year, where here you see that there is more focus on regulations. On the mandatory classes, you will have also the toolbox, but now for competition policies, or econometrics for competition, industrial organization. And the topical elective courses will be market design, applied statistical machine learning, theory of industrial organization, and randomized method and public policy. Let me mention that in this block, I actually co-teach the market design class. The market design class is really interesting when you think about allocating goods that are hard to allocate on a normal market, like spectrum for 5G networks, like art, like your Google search ads. You get some specialized ads for you that are just brought through techniques of auctions and matching. So this is things that we'll get to know here, and also about the algorithm doing allocations of students to universities. This is what is taught in this class. So then there is the transverse elective courses about experimental in economics and social sciences, ethics and law. Again, for these tracks too, you get the lecture series in public policy in the 2 semesters. In the period 2 of this track, you get the sectoral regulation and competition policy as mandatory courses. And then in the topical elective, you get digital economics, energy economics, new technology and sharing economy, and competition and regulation in the digital economy. So here you see the inputs of our partner Telecom Paris, who is really a leading school in these topics. And finally, you get the transverse elective courses as in the previous case, that are close to what we had in the other track. That's it for the second year. So let's move on and think about what you're gonna do after graduation. So this is a new program, and we really think hard about what are the opportunities and what you will be able to do at the end. So that's why we actually have a lot of interactions about future employers, and we are discussing with them. So this program has been really matured in an interaction with people that will be your first employers. And here we really think about you as becoming someone as public policy leaders, an analyst, an advocate in government and politics, as well as an analyst of consultant in private sectors, both in France and abroad. So our idea is that you will be the ideal candidates for public institutions, international organizations, NGOs, consulting firms that have public sectors policies, and organizations involving in the development, analysis of implementation of public policies. Let us mention that we are currently finalizing some partnership with leading institutions, and that we will send you the news once this is officially signed after this webinar and in the next weeks. So we are actually currently signing the agreements with leading institutions, and we are very excited about it. So, and finally, the last bullet on these things is that there is also the opportunity after this program to start a PhD. So if this is what you are interested in, that will also be this option. So if you think about whether you are the appropriate candidate for our program, so what we are going to look for is we are going to look for students with comprehensive mathematical and economics training that are coming from French or universities abroad, and that can come from bachelor's degrees that are a mix of economics, mathematics, or data sciences as a background. For the special French students who are coming from licence, you can also be the ideal target if you did mathématiques appliquées et sciences sociales, mathématiques et sciences économiques, or econometry programs. But let us mention that we are actually going to look at your file. So you should not just not apply because maybe you don't think that you did enough math or enough statistics. So you should just apply, and then we're gonna look at the file, and we're gonna really try to think about whether you're gonna be successful in this program or not. So don't be shy, just apply, and then we will just look at your file and try to see. Our program really is going to bring you to the frontier, and we're gonna take into account the fact that you have specialties in math or specialties in engineer or in economics, and just bring you in the other discipline to put you at the level that we want you to have at the end of this program. Okay. So this is for you, Lily.
Yes. We can, yeah, thank you. First of all, in order to join the first year of the master, you need to already have or be currently in your final year of bachelor. As Franck mentioned, and Pierre as well, you have to have a solid background in economics and mathematics. Our Master of Science are focused on academic excellence, so you need to have a strong motivation to join the program and outstanding academic results. You have to notice as well that 65% of our students are international. The application procedure is as follows. First of all, you need to upload your transcripts. The scanned copy of transcripts of all your previous post-secondary education, including exchange programs. We need the scanned copies of the degrees. If you are currently in the last year of your bachelor or engineering program, you can upload the enrollment certificate. Regarding references, you are required to provide us the contact details of 2 referees, only 2 referees. One of them must be a professor at your current institution or the previous one, and the other one can be a professor as well, or a manager supervisor of your last internship or job. You'll find a section in the application platform in which you can fill out the contact details of your referees. They'll receive an email to complete the references, and once it's done, you'll be notified. Then personal statement. So about this document, please respect the format that we request. We will not accept a statement of purpose that you brought on your own and not answering the questions that we ask in the personal statement. You will find a template in the application platform. A few sample of questions may be related to your motivation and interest in the subject and the programs you are applying to. What are your career goals and plans? Please be as specific as you can. Give some examples and be honest. This is a personal statement that will be read by directors of the program, professors. So please think that they will ask you questions about that. Maybe in the interview you will be invited if preselected. Then you'll have to upload a CV. So we need your CV to be concise and written in English, 2 pages maximum. If longer, we won't accept it. You need to include your current situation, all your work experiences, your academic background, your extracurricular activities, personal projects related to the program or other. But the curriculum has to be coherent. Please include your current situation. This is very important because many applicants forget to do it, and you may be asked for it during the interview. The English test. So this is a program in English. So you need to upload an English proficiency test. It may be IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge. We have you have to have a C1 level, which means advanced, and the test must have been taken less than 2 years ago. So be careful about the date and just prevent to enroll on time in order to provide the results of the test before the deadline. If you do not have this document, the results before the deadline, then you can upload and prove that that you're enrolled to take the test. So as long as we have at least a proof of enrollment to the test, it's okay. In case of admission, you will receive a conditional admission letter until you provide us the official results. We do not require GMAT, GRE, or DAGMAT for this program, but we require also a copy of your passport, a recent picture of you, no more than 6 months ago, and pay an application fee of 90 euros. Okay, all of this is about administrative documents that you must upload in the application platform. You can have access through our website. If your file is complete within the deadlines, you've correctly uploaded all the supported documents, then your application will be evaluated by the admission committee. The admission committee is composed by the directors of the program and admission team. It may take around 2 weeks after submitting your application in order to inform you about your admissibility results. And in this first part of the process, we will pre-select the candidates who will pass to the second stage, the interviews. And so about interviews, you will be interviewed for 2 to 30 minutes online. The jury, as I said, is composed by Franck, Pierre, and the admission team. This interview is conducted entirely in English. We advise you to prepare in advance and be ready for questions about your scientific culture or mathematics, economics, data science. It will depend on your academic background as well, your motivation to join the program or anything you have done in a professional or academic context. We could ask you about what is your CV or your personal statement. And also please search more about the program, try to contact maybe also current students of Ecole Polytechnique, just to know more about like what's the student life there, and MSc&T student as well, or people who can advise you know how to best prepare for this type of interviews. That is very important, maybe professors or other students like following similar programs as well. So the final decision will be based on the same time on your application file and in the interview. The interview permits us to go further than just the application file, just documents to get to know you better, see if your motivation for the program is really strong, see if you are a good fit for the program or the program is a good fit for you as well. You'll find more about the application procedure in the website, and do not hesitate to send us questions. We will show the email at the end of the webinar. Then we have the tuition fees. So the tuition fees for the per year are 14,100, and these fees won't change for the second year. We have a certain number of scholarships. This is a limited number for excellence, for excellent profiles. So we will consider candidates for this first round of admissions. So the scholarships can cover up to 50% of your tuition fees. If you know about other organizations in your country, if you're a foreign student or French student, do not hesitate to try to get funding from somewhere else. This also can help you to make a decision in case you are admitted. We also have available for our students the possibility to ask for student loans. These student loans are at the 0 tax rate, so it is possible to ask for this student loan at the beginning of the year, just since September. Okay, then let's take a look to the calendar, to the admission calendar, to see the dates, the deadlines that you must remember. So the first round will take place until February 12th. So now the application platform is open. You can upload your documents. You can send us your questions, and the deadline is in February 12th. And after February 12th, you'll have like maybe 2-3 weeks waiting until we get back to you about the admissibility results. And the last one will finish in April 3rd. Okay, you can scan the QR codes that Pamela is showing, and they will direct you to the application procedure and also the calendar. We can go to the next slide. And if you have any question about how to prepare for the admission, do not hesitate to send us your questions. You have your email just here, and you can also scan the QR code that will take you directly to our website.
Someone is asking if it is possible to apply to this program via Erasmus, because the person is currently doing a master's at the University of Barcelona, which is currently, which has an Erasmus partnership with NSA.
No, the applications are only treated directly in our application platform. We don't have this partnership yet with Erasmus.
Someone is also asking if all of the some classes are in French in the brochure. So is speaking French mandatory to apply to the program?
So no, it's not mandatory. So actually, as Lily mentioned, the program is taught and thought to be taught all of it in English. So as Franck mentioned, these classes in French are open to give the opportunity of the students who want really to get to know more about the French administration, how this is working, or the French law, and that's why they are in French, but it's not mandatory. Let us also mention that in the program, there is a possibility for the French student to follow French classes. So actually you can improve also your level when you follow our program. But no, the program will be taught in English. It is taught for international students and French students speaking in English.
Is it only a full-time program?
Yeah, it's only full-time, but you have the opportunity to do internships at the end of each one of the academic years. So starting March, April, you will be able to do an internship of 5 months possible. So yeah, that's well, you get the professional experience, but we really need a lot of your investment during the first and second semester.
Someone is asking about the teachers of the program. So if you have maybe some teachers that you can mention to the person.
Yeah, so thank you for this question. So we mentioned already that Franck and I are teaching some classes in this program. So the class in the program are mainly taught by professors in our deep research department. So Franck mentioned the CREST, the Center for Research in Economics and Statistics. So let us mention that, for instance, some classes are taught by the history of applied economics, for instance, by Béatrice Cherrier, the classes on sociology by Etienne Ollion, classes on quantitative methods for microeconomics for public policy evaluation are taught by Bruno Crépon, who is a leading expert and contributor to the GPAL in Europe. So yes, so we could name more of them, but if you have questions, you could just ask us about particular classes, or you can also look at our website. We will have the name of the classes and the professors.
We have another question from someone who is saying that I have a bachelor's degree in economics and followed some classes in statistics and mathematics. Can I apply to the program?
The answer here is definitely yes. This is exactly the type of background that we are searching for. So if you have a good command of math or statistics, and on top of that, some economics culture, you are definitely the right target for our master.
I think we have answered all of the questions. If you have any other question, feel free to ask it in the Q&A button. Franck, Pierre, Lily, do you have maybe anything that you would like to add before closing the webinar?
Yeah, I would like you to remember the deadlines, very important. Of course, we will give priority to students regarding scholarships, regarding admission as well, regarding accommodation on campus during the first round. We will have some criteria for the selection, but yeah, the earliest to the best. That's my advice.
Yes, I mean, just add that we are really excited about launching this program, and we are really looking forward to your application. And don't be shy, just apply, and then we will do the best to fit and to select you. And looking forward to meeting all of you.
Just to complement what Pierre has just said, that we will look at every file in depth, and if you have a strong test for public policy, so do not hesitate to apply to our programs.
There is one last question. Is it possible to join in the second year directly?
So no, at this stage. So next year will be the first year that will be open, and then there will be a second year. And as we mentioned, in terms of prerequisites, so we really thought about this 2 years program to bring you to a level that we think is important, and that's why we go through this two-step process.
Yeah, exactly. The master is designed in a 2-year program, and the first year is really dedicated to teach applied methods in economics, in statistics, in data science. So you cannot directly apply in the second year for now.
Thank you. So I don't think we have any other question. Again, if you have other questions, feel free to reach Lily through GD Admissions, which is the email that you can see on your screen right now, and to scan the QR code to get more information about the program and the application process. So thank you so much for your time and your interest, and we hope to see you soon on campus.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much for attending.